Hey my little panda curbs! So, alopecia, or particularly the dreaded androgenic alopecia. Well, first I just want to remind you that you are loved and valid. What is androgenic alopecia? Sadly, a lot of it is genetic, right? Those who go bald early and hair thin early, you've got a genetic disposition for it. But before you shout at your dads, before you go shouting at your dads telling him off for giving you the genes, just note that it can come from your mum's side too. For example, if your granddad on your dad's side has a full head of hair, but the granddad on your mum's side is thin and bald, well then you know you got the hereditary bald gene, as it were, from your mum. Another major factor is DHT. DHT binds with hair follicles in your scalp, and over time this thins the follicles eventually go dormant, and then those dormant follicles eventually die, leaving you as bald as a bowling ball. So now you know that, we know that topical minoxidil and finasteride will help. What minoxidil does is actually bring those follicles out of that dormant state. It encourages the hair follicles to start its hair growth process again. And finasteride will block the DHT in your scalp from binding with those follicles. Why do I say topical finasteride and not just take the pill finasteride? Well, because I assume if you're watching this, you're either on HRT or planning on going on HRT in the future, and you don't really want to be taking things like finasteride or anything that's going to affect your hormones internally, because you may already be on a testosterone blocker, or you may be on monotherapy estrogen, so taking finasteride on top of that, we don't want to be messing with that. So get the solution with topical minoxidil and finasteride together, and that will be safe to use on your scalp because it's only localized to that area, right? We just want to target those follicles. It takes about 12 months of full treatment with minoxidil and topical finasteride to get your hair back. This will only work if you've been thinning and balding in the last 4 years. If you've been thinning and balding longer than 4 years, well, you'll get the hair back that you lost in those 4 years. But anything beyond 4 years, forget about it. The follicles are dead. It's still worth using just to get as much of your natural hair back as possible, just to awaken those dormant follicles, as many of them as you can possible right now. So what else can we do? Get yourself a shampoo and a conditioner that has aminexil. Aminexil is kind of a weaker version of minoxidil, but not really. It's kind of used as an alternative sometimes. They're perfectly safe to use together because you often get minoxidil and aminexil solutions as well. But I'd rather you get the topical finasteride and minoxidil solution for your scalp, and get a shampoo and conditioner with aminexil. Aminexil encourages blood flow in your scalp, encourages those hair follicles to grow. It prevents them from shrinking. It'll thicken your roots. Let me come closer. Boop. Hi. If you've got curly hair, you want to be using the conditioner pretty much every night, because with curly hair it's harder for it to absorb. Right, it takes longer. If you've got straight hair, you want to be conditioning 2, maybe 3 times a week will be enough. Usually about twice a week for perfectly straight hair. Shampoo, regardless of your hair type, you only want to be doing that once a week, twice a week maximum, because the shampoo can actually wash off all the healthy oils and minerals and whatnot. So shampoo and conditioner with aminexil. Use the shampoo once a week, the conditioner pretty much every other day. You should see your hair growing back a lot healthier with the minoxidil and finasteride. And the current hair you still have, you will at least see it stop thinning, and it will slow down any follicle dormancy. Are there any herbs, potions, tonics that can help regrow your hair? In short, Not really. Don't get yourself conned. There is, however, evidence that a couple of supplements or minerals at least can help regrow the current hair you have back thicker and healthier, and again, like aminexil, can naturally slow the growth, slow the hair thinning and follicle dormancy. Pumpkin seed oil. Now, pumpkin seed oil is actually scientifically proven to help slow down the conversion of testosterone to DHT, so that will help you nicely along with the topical finasteride, because the less testosterone converted to DHT means the less DHT trying to bind to your follicles, which means less follicles going dormant and dying on you. There's also saw palmetto, which has a mild anti-androgenic effect. Again, it'll just help block DHT from binding to your hair follicles. And rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is kind of a weaker form of aminexil, but there's no harm in taking some rosemary oil supplements or getting a rosemary oil solution and using that on your scalp. Either way, it improves that blood circulation in your scalp. It gets blood pumping to those follicles, feeding them all those yummy vitamins and minerals it needs to grow. So pumpkin seed oil, saw palmetto, rosemary oil. Anything else as far as I'm concerned is snake oil. I wouldn't waste your money. Okay, so that's all the medicinal stuff we can do to either slow down the thinning and balding and maybe get growth back. Is there anything else we can do? Yes, low level light therapy. You can get like kind of helmets that you put on, and what this does, it reactivates those dormant hair follicles using red light lasers at 650 nm. That's medical grade. This has been proven in studies to actually improve circulation and wake those dormant follicles up. You can do this at home, but just warning, the devices aren't cheap. But if you've got the money or can save up for the money, save up over a few months, might be worth investing into one of these helmets. I wouldn't bother with the cheap ones that you can get on like Amazon and Temu and things like that. You need proper medical grade red lasers, so you need to get like a proper helmet like this, not those flimsy cap things with gaming Twitch streamer LEDs on. That's not going to do it. So you're doing all that. Yeah, you've got the topical minoxidil and topical finasteride. You're putting that on twice a day for a year. You've got shampoo and conditioner with aminexil. You're taking rosemary oil, pumpkin seed, and saw palmetto. You've got your little cap that you're putting on every night while you watch your favourite anime. What can we do in the meanwhile? There's always hair extensions. Hair extensions are great, and they tend to be a lot cheaper than an expensive wig. It depends how thin and balding you're going though. I mean, if you've got a little bit of thinning and balding on the crown and a little bit of thinning and balding on the sides here, hair extensions will be absolutely great. They can either tape them in or clip them in. It's a little more expensive, but they can even glue them onto your scalp using a special bond. The clips are temporary, you usually have to take them out, put them back in. The tape and weaving into your hairs, they usually last around 2 months. The bonding, they usually last around 5 months, so you will have to make trips to the salon to get them redone and retouched up. But what if you've gone completely bald, or your hair is just so thin that hair extensions are just not a realistic goal? And pretty much your only two options are hair transplant, where they take grafts from the back of your head and implant the grafts of follicles onto where you need them. But if you don't have enough there, then it will be a little bit more expensive, because you're gonna have to use donator grafts. But other than that, wigs. But we don't want wigs that look obviously fake, do we? You don't just want a mop on your head or just like a shiny piece of plastic. Lace front, monofilament top, 100% hand-tied human hair, preferably Remy human hair wig. These aren't cheap, however, though if you shop around on places like eBay, you might get one for like half the price you would from a proper wig place. An alternative is synthetics have made progress this past few years, so you want a really good heat resistant synthetic wig, but again you want it to be lace front with a mono top, hand tied, just to give it that realism and just to blend into your hairline. These tend to be cheaper obviously because they're synthetic. These are probably a little more expensive than you've probably seen just searching on Google, but that's because, you know, the lace front mono top hand tied part is what you're paying for, because like we say, you don't just want like a shiny mop made in China stuck on your head. They don't look good, and you deserve to look good. You deserve to feel good. And that is pretty much all we can do to combat androgenic alopecia. My babies, Big Sis loves you. Zippity! Thank you so much for watching my video. Please consider liking, subscribing and pressing that bell button. It really helps me in the algorithm. And remember, I do have a Discord server. The link to that is in the description. Thank you so much, Patreon babies. Your support means so much to me. Big Sis loves you. Zippity!